Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sarah, the Rocking Chair Stitcher. This is my Flosstube and this is Flosstube number 19. I have my notes and this is my 2-year Flosstube anniversary. So welcome, yay! 2 years ago I decided to start this Flosstube for my birthday and get brave and just try it. And I'm so glad I did. I've really enjoyed the last 2 years and getting to know so many of you and chatting with you in the comments and learning from you and connecting with you then on Instagram. It has been a blast. So if you are debating starting a Flosstube channel, I would encourage you just go for it. It's very rewarding, the community that it builds. So today is my 32nd birthday. So Josh is watching Justin right now. It's Labor Day here in Canada. So he has the day off. And we went to pick pumpkins at a farm stand today. Excuse me. So that was a lot of fun. And my deck now has some pretty pumpkins on it. We had a bonfire with a bunch of friends and did like autumn themed desserts and it was a blast. And then on Saturday we went to London, Ontario, and I got to go to Stitch It Central and peruse all by myself for like an hour and a half, which if you have young children or you know, you've been with young children in the past, you know, it's hard to do any kind of pay attention shopping when you've got a little one pulling on everything. So that was really nice to just get to wander around. I got to sneak into a stitch group there and chat with some of the ladies there and see what they were stitching. And I got to meet Karen the Stitching Owl, which she and I have been building a friendship online and it's all been digital, but it was really nice to put an in-person face to her name and get to give her a hug and to chat with her. So I will tell you a little bit more about that. Karen has been doing some model stitching for me, and so I got to get those back from her on Saturday. When I told her I was coming to town to do that, she's like, well, I'm going to be there for that stitch group, so let's meet up. So I will show you that model stitching very soon, and also a little gift that she gave me too. But I thought I would start with my notes because I've got a fair bit of things I want to share with you today, some exciting stuff I want to tell you about towards the end of the video, because if you're just here for stitching stuff, that's great. Well, I also have been trying my hand at beading, so you're here for stitching and beading. Sorry, it's intermingled. But there's some info about the adoption process that we are in to adopt our next kiddo that I'm going to share at the end. So if that's not your cup of tea, you can just skip out before that part of the video, but that will be at the end and I want to share more about it with you. So I'm going to try to follow my notes. We'll see. This is not my normal to have notes. So the first thing I wanted to show you is a mix of a new start and some stitchy kindness. So Sarah from Sew Me Sarah sent a beautiful package. It made me cry. And it also made me smile. So she sent some really sweet little gifts for our son Justin. So they have a daughter with Down syndrome. We have a son with Down syndrome, so we've connected. And her daughter Charlotte loves these books, and so she got some for Justin and also passed out the little stuffy characters that match the book characters. I have tried to film this. This is my 3rd time trying to film today. And the dog interrupted, and then I got a sweet phone call. And so anyway, I'm gonna try to clip in that clip that we videoed Justin giving him the books and the little characters because it is the cutest thing. If not, I will put it in my Instagram stories because sometimes I say I'll put it in the video and then have troubles with technology. So that's the goal anyway. Posy. Say Sarah and Charlotte sent you those.
Pip?
Yeah, Pip and Posy. Yeah, are they friends? Guess what? They also sent you books. Stuffy phone. Look, does he match? Is that who this is? Pip, and he's in the book. Yeah, okay. We'll put the Christmas in. Oh, let's see this one. This one. Look, it's Pip and Posy. Play. They play.
Hop.
Hop, hop, yeah, the frog.
Hey.
Yay! Wow, was that a good one? Is that Pip? Pip and Posy. Hi, I'm Posy. Hi, I'm Pip. Yeah. Gonna hold battery, Papa. But so Sarah sent that for Justin, but she also sent me some goodies. So she had finished with Glitter Village with the glitter houses. And so I had said something about loving them on one of her floss tubes, and so she messaged me and said I would love to gift them to you when I'm done with them. And so I got a message not too long ago saying that she was finished and that she wanted to share them with me. And I am super stoked to be stitching these. There's so many cute ones. And the thing I love when a designer has really thought through, if I'm going to do a series, that I'm going to carry similar colored floss throughout the whole thing. So then you're not kitting up a whole new color spectrum each time. It just makes it a lot more budget friendly, I find. And then you also don't have to separately kit up everything, I guess. I can just take my floss thing and bring it along. I'm trying to figure out the best way to pull this over. That way you can see everything. Aren't they so cute? So I don't know if I'm back around or not. So the one that I have started is Glitter House number 7, which is this one. Aren't they so cute? So I got a start on that Saturday night. So I am using the Called for Floss, except for I am going to use a DMC white, and I forgot one of the floss colors. Now I couldn't remember which one it is. I think it's a green. I forgot it when I was kitting this up. So these are the beautiful colors that it came with, or that I kitted up at Stitch Essential. And then this is a ring and floss drops that Sarah sent. And there's a little spot on the back of them, like a sticker that you can write the floss name or number or whatever. And then it has this really sweet little, we'll see where the camera has this really sweet little charm here. I thought that was so cute. And it's got a little heart, and it says made with love. So these were really, really sweet to find in the baggie. So she sent this really cute little bag and a pair of scissors. Super sharp. They are excellent. And then 2 sets of floss drops that she has with her logo on them. And then you can put the brand and the color on the back. So those will definitely get used. And then the prettiest needle minder. So I felt very spoiled getting this package. So thank you very much, Sarah. So this is from Historical Sampler Company. Isn't that gorgeous? I may have it upside down, actually. There we go. That's probably more how it's supposed to go. Isn't that so beautiful? So Sarah shared that with me. So thank you again, Sarah. They are already being enjoyed and will continue to be. And Justin is definitely getting the use out of those books. And Pip and Posy travel around with him. I really hope I can get that video to show on here. Oh, and Sarah also included some some candies for us, which I believe, if I remember right, they're called Sweet Tots. And Josh, my husband, when he read it, I'll put the zipper. When he read the bag, he was in passing, going out the door, and he thought it said Sweet Toots. And he's like, why would you name a candy Sweet Toots? So anyway, we had a good little giggle about that. But those were fun to try, as I don't think we have those here. So that was fun to try something new. So thank you very much, Sarah. That was a delight to get in the mail. It made my day. And I'm excited to show my progress of the glitter village over the next several months, because I'm already really enjoying stitching the first one, so I think they're going to be a constant within my rotation. So then I also, since I'm doing Stitchy Kindness, I might as well show you the other things. So when I was at Stitch It Central on Saturday, I got to meet up with Karen the Stitching Owl, and so she was exchanging model stitching she had done for me for some patterns I designed. So when I was there, and she said, oh, do you need a project bag? And I was like, well, always. So she gifted me this lovely project bag. She did this stitching. Am I right, Karen? You said you did it back, I think she said in the 80s, and she found it in her mom's drawer. So maybe your mom did it? Okay, Karen, you're gonna have to correct me. I can't remember. I thought you said you did it, but now I don't know for sure. So isn't that so fun for the Canada geese? And then I believe she said the fabric was also from that stitch shop that we were at. So super cute. So she might be doing a tutorial. So I look forward to that, because I don't know how to do this edging on bags, and I've received project bags that have this edging, but the project bags I make do not, because I do not know how to do this, and it looks hard, but she says it is not, so we shall see. But that was a really super sweet gift to receive from Karen, so thank you so much, Karen. It's what's housing my glitter village now. So that was my Stitchy Kindness I wanted to share about. I'm skipping all over my notes, so these notes, they'll at least halfway keep me there. I was going to show you my whips next. I just have 2 that I can show you. I have been working on some of my own model stitching for some of my patterns, for 2 different patterns, one of which you'll hear about at the end of this. The other one is just a pattern that I'm working on it, and it'll be there when it's done. But really excited about them. They just are taking a lot of my time because they're a bit more detailed. So, but my whips, I have been working on my Soul Finds Rest from a new creation studio for over a year, and I am getting closer. Not there, but I just have a little bit of progress I wanted to show you. So it is a beautiful cross stitch pattern. Actually, I'm going to fold this here so there's not as much light coming in. Oh, too far. Let's see. Let me try this again. So I'm stitching this for a friend, a sweet friend in the US, as a little encouragement gift that I think they will just love to have in their home. And my plan is to frame it, to find a cute frame maybe at Michael's. So I've just been working on, I got the other fancy floss that it called for around the green. And I think I got a bit more work done around these leaves down here as well. So as you can see, I did the first part of the leaves on this side as I came around, because I didn't have this color I was missing. So I was able to get it at that stitch shop and time before last. And so now I'm starting to go back around and fill in the leaves so they're much more full, not just the sticks like that, but they'll actually look like leaves. So it is coming out really nice. So I'm excited about it, and I need to go back and do some more work down here. But so just a little bit of progress getting those leaves going some more from last time. But that one's still really pretty to work on. And my goal, I think I started in December, a year and a half ago. Are we going on 2 years? Either way, my goal is to have it done by the end of December. But if you've been around my Flosstube for more than one video, you'll know that I tend to make goals that don't get stuck to with my stitching, because life is really full and it's beautiful, and yeah, timelines don't always work. But okay, so I brought my basket so I can pop things back into it as I go, since I'm out in the camper and not in the house right now. So then the other whip that I have is my 100 Owls, which this is on its 2-year anniversary, because I started this 2 years ago. And I did make some good progress on it though. Really excited. So this tree down below has all of its owls now, I think. Yes. Okay. Has all of its owls. Here, this is, if you haven't seen this pattern, it is so popular, but if you haven't seen it, so this is the motif that I've just done here. I have not done that little like snowflakey looking thing there. This is going to be a beast, and I think it's going to be so fun to do. So I'm kind of working my way down, and there's still some work to be done up here. Let's see how I can hold this here. If you could see how I have my camera perched right now, you'd laugh. It's so precarious, but it was the best way I could get it to sit up. So I still have work to do up here. These guys up here are done. I just love them. So stoic, they can see right into your soul. So these guys down here, I liked how these were different owls because everything's been a bit more symmetrical, you know, and like the symmetry here, but like these owls are just different. So that was kind of fun. At first I thought I had made a mistake, but then when I looked back at the pattern again, sure enough, they're just two different owls. So this tree full of owls still needs more of its leaves to go, but all of the owls are on it. So that was quite the accomplishment. That was fun. So I remember my naivety. I thought when I started my Flosstube channel, oh, 1 year. It will take me 1 year to do this. No, because quickly, as everybody knows what happens, you start to get all these other whips going, and so then you don't have as much time for just individual whips. So the other, let's see what else is on my list. Oh, finishes. Yes. Okay. So I have some fun finishes to share with you. So I got in a finishing mode. There's a project that I'm going to tell you about at the end here that got me inspired because I needed to get it finished so I could photograph it. And then I was like, well, I have all this stuff out, and Justin was happily playing, and we had taken a break and had lunch and stuff. I was like, so I'm going to finish a few other things. So I took your advice on the last video, and I looked up Helen D online because I love watching her regular floss tubes and stuff, but I looked up her tutorial on how to finish Mill Hill kits, and it was very helpful. I did cheat because I didn't have all the same supplies as her with the glue and stuff, but I used a mix of some double-sided tape, some hot glue. I was a little nervous, but it turned out fine, and then some craft paper. So, and then I took fabric like Ada that I had used on another project, used my well, I think they're called pinking shears to get the little shaped edge there, and then I just hot glued it onto the back and then added another piece of paper over top to cover it. And this is Justin's Christmas ornament. So we call him Little Bear, so I thought that was fitting. So my plan is to put just a little, probably just a little Sharpie label or something there to say his name and the year. So this was a lot of fun to do. I am absolutely loving the Mill Hill kits, to be honest. Loving the beading. And doing this project, when I was stitching this one, really got me thinking, like, I want to try some of those beaded bracelets. So I'll have to show you my little venture into beading. I've got the stuff here. I'll show you what I've been up to a little bit. So this is Justin's ornament. So that was super easy to actually do. It just took getting up the nerve to cut around the little edges and stuff. But I am not going to give you a tutorial because that is not my level of expertise, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. And then this one is all finished as well. So I finished stitching this, I think, like back in the winter. So nicely finished on the back. So this one I'm really excited to have finished. So that's my Mill Hill kit. I will definitely use that option again of the glue and the just like harder paper, so cardstock. So then the last thing that I fully finished, which I'm really excited about, is a pattern which I believe it's from Soda Stitch. I don't remember it. It doesn't look like the rest of the patterns they have in their shop. It's not the same style. And I talked about this last time. I received this pattern from Josh a couple of years ago for Christmas. And so when I was kitting up, there's a lot of reflection there. There we go. When I was when I was finishing the other stuff, I was looking around in my finishing supplies and I found this frame and I thought, oh, that looks like it would go with that fabric. And sure enough, it did. And I'm really tickled with how it came out. So this guy will be tucked away until, I don't know, December or January. I like to decorate seasonally, and our house is finally at a place after the renovations when we moved in that I can start to do that. So I'll probably wait till after Christmas because this is much more wintry and I don't have a ton of winter decorations. So I think he's going to be one of the first. So I have another bird in this pattern series. There's 3 or 4. I will link it below because they're stunning patterns. They're really, really pretty. And like even just the subtle coloring down here. Anyway, I believe it's Soda Stitch is the designer, but I will link it below. But yeah, so this one was really fun to stitch, and it's been sitting finished for a while. I don't remember, but so it was, I was like, let me look through my pile of finishes and see what I could just finish easily this afternoon on that day. So yeah, anyway, so I liked the circular pattern inside of the rectangular frame. It did clicked something in my head. So this was a super simple finish. And I am a little bit non-committal when I do my own framing, because you never know when you might find a frame that fits it even better. So I'm very much a, like, strap it in, nobody's gonna see the back, and just do it that way. So that's the finishing level I go to for the frames for the most part, but because you never know if you'll find something that fits it better. But anyway, so this one was fun to see finished up. So then I have one other finish that's not a, it's a, my brain. It's finished for now. So this is by, oh, if you're wanting to know what those Mill Hill kits were called, the cabin one is Cozy Cabin by Mill Hill, and the other one is Holiday Polar Bear. So, just rustling my notes here. There was a Home Alone Sow by Hoopsandcrossesuk, I think, last year maybe. And I got the kit or whatever, the pattern and life, and I am not good with keeping up with sows. I have now learned about myself because I've tried to do 2 and do not keep up. But it had a mini with it, which is this quote, which if you are not a fan of Home Alone or have never seen it, it's going to make no sense. It might even come across as rude, but this line, "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal," is one of the most quoted lines amongst me and my siblings growing up. And my brother, one of my brothers, looked like Macaulay Culkin growing up, like spitting image. And so, you know, he was always quoting lines from this movie. And so I'm going to finish this off as some kind of little ornament for him. And this is going to be sent to him in the mail for Christmas. So I'm supposed to be doing 25 ornaments in 2025, along with the Stitching Owl and Amy. And yeah, it's not happened. I've done a couple, but I'm enjoying the ones that I can get to. I'm trying to get some of my nieces and nephews done that I haven't done an ornament for, or that kind of thing. So yeah, but this one's for my brother. When I saw the pattern, I was like, oh, Daniel needs this on his tree. So those are my finishes. I am now, I guess, like, I'm doing pretty good. Wow, I'm like 20 minutes in. I guess when you film it 3 different times, you get a little more concise maybe. So this is a little diversion from cross stitching, but I just have to see. Oh no, where did I set it? Okay, bear with me guys, all my reaching and tumbling around trying to find it. Where is it? So I've been learning how to do a little bit of beading, and guys, I don't know where the rest of it is. That's so disappointing because they're so pretty. Oh, here they are. Okay, found them. So I've been just playing around, dipping my toes into making like beaded bracelets, and I found a little loom at the dollar store because I didn't want to invest, you know, a bunch of money into, like, there's some beautiful looms and stuff, but so when I was in there one day looking for something for Justin for school, I was like, oh, okay, that is more my range. So anyway, this is a little bead loom that I've been working on, and this is one of the free patterns that it came with. Just try to hold it up so you see, like, without the light. Oh, it is so much fun. And it, okay, so everybody's different, but cross stitch for me ticks off boxes in my brain that embroidery didn't, because I used to embroider, and embroidery for me was too free-handed and too, I don't know, it made my brain tired. I enjoyed it, but it made my brain tired. But cross stitch, other than like really heavy, like ones you have to count a lot, cross stitch for me is much more relaxing. And the same thing, once you, the initial like line trying to get your beads on is annoying, and that was stressful, but once I figured out how to do that a little easier, oh my word, just following a pattern and doing this, so fun. So far this was just a little kit from the dollar store, and I've been following its pattern. But then I also have gone rogue. So this was my first full one that I made, which was so fun to make. And I found some other beads online, and it has like the pretty clasp. The clasp and everything came with this like $4 kit from the dollar store. But yeah, I just love the green jewel tones. So I'm having a lot of fun just playing with that, and seeing, because I thought, oh, you know, you can make some really cute little Christmas gifts and things like that. So that's been fun. And then I created this one. I watched a girl online, excuse me, and she made, so I used her idea that she was sharing. Little bees! Aren't they the cutest? Oh my goodness. Like so simple, but so cute. So I wore this one a fair bit throughout August. And then my last one, I found little pumpkin beads and I made myself a fall one. So now I am not a huge bracelet wearer, but I just wanted to try my hand at this. So, you know, I'm assuming most of the bracelets I wear will be gifted. This one has already been stretched out a bit because my son has sensory needs and he pulls on strings. So I have to wear this one carefully, but he does like the bright colors of the orange. But so I have just been having a blast making these. Like, I really don't wear a ton of bracelets, so I'm gonna have to start gifting them away, but who cares, right? They're fun. So it's definitely a hobby I have to do at night when my son's in bed, because otherwise he just wants to stick his hands in the beads and that does not work. Now you can probably tell it is getting sweaty in here. So this is going to be a shorter floss tube today because yeah, it's hot. But I want to show with you now a couple of things. Oh, no, actually I want to show you one little bit of haul that I did find at the Stitch store aside from kitting up the glitter villages. Look at this. Isn't that cute? This is the cobbler's house. And I don't know if I am just really late to the game and everybody already knows these exist, but if you don't know these exist, they exist. Super cute, eh? And there's multiple Christmas Village ones. And so Josh and I were talking. I was like, I could totally finish that like on a flat fold thing and then have like Christmas villages. I don't know. I love to decorate for Christmas. Isn't that not so cute? And it's like the whole kit, right? So I'm really enjoying perforated paper, which surprised me. I thought it would be not my cup of tea. But and look at the tiniest little snowman there. Isn't that cute? So yeah, that was part of my little birthday shop. And then I found something I've been looking for quite some time, but my Walmart and Michael's and stuff didn't have it, which is this like, it's basically like perforated plastic canvas, but the holes are uber tiny. So if you are looking for this, because I chatted to a lady online, but I never heard back from her, unfortunately, about where she was finding this stuff. It's called perforated plastic canvas and the brand is Cousin DIY. So cousindiy.com in case you're trying to find some. The Stitch It Central does have it. It was like $3.15 a sheet, which I thought was very reasonable. And there's a little pattern now. I need to go find it again and buy it online. That is of a little greenhouse that I would really like to stitch on this. So I was like, I'm not going to get the pattern until I know I can find this stuff. And then we'll go from there. But so that was a fun discovery to find at Stitch Essential. And then I found some little cross stitch booklets for 50 cents each at a thrift store. Because, I mean, look how cute that is. And then this one is just so chock full of fun little motifs. I thought, oh, you know, just stitch a little small one on a card or something like that. And I thought that one was so cute. I will not do all of these, but I like the idea of doing the pansy packet, like for the pansy seeds. So anyway, I thought those were fun. There's a couple more, but I might gift them, so I'm not going to show them. That is my haul. So now I want to talk to you about my new patterns, and now I get to brag about Karen's lovely stitching. She did tell me what these were stitched on, and I've already forgotten because I chatted with her at Stitch It Central at the little stitching group before going and shopping. And once I got shopping to see everything that was there and just looking at all the pattern stuff, the information went right out of my head. So she's going to get back to me, I'm sure, and she'll let me know what they were stitched on. But these are my two new patterns that I would like to tell you about that Karen so beautifully stitched and finished for me. So she had messaged me and told me that she would love to do model stitching for me. And so I sent her a couple and I said, if you like the look of these, then I would love for you to stitch them up. So this one is, it is no small thing to celebrate a simple life. This quote has been on my list that I wanted to design into a pattern for a while and finally did. So Karen stitched this up for me and finished it so beautifully. And she used these little, oh, actually, I don't know if I can pull it out without ruining it. Let me see if the other one comes out. Yes, you can see it there. These are just little like place card holders, like for your wedding, your table. She said she got them on Amazon. I thought that's so smart, so they can just sit like that on your windowsill or wherever. So this pattern will be up in my shop this week once I have the rest of those little model stitch design details that it's my fault that I forgot, but then I will pop those up into my Etsy shop. And then Here Comes the Sun. Absolutely love that song. Love some vintage songs. So that was what this was inspired by. That's on my playlist all summer. So Karen had the idea to put it on a blue fabric, which I absolutely love because I had not thought of that. And so she ran it by me. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it really made the colors pop. So I'm very tickled with how that came out. So that was really fun to see my patterns be stitched to life by a friend. So I just love this community. It really reminded me how sweet this community is and how unique it is. And maybe other crafting communities are like this too, I'm not sure. But so thank you again, Karen. And those patterns will be up in my Etsy shop, as well as this one, which I have still not figured out how I want to FFO it. And I showed it last time. So I don't know if you can see it, but it says, "I would rather share one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone." And it's a quote by J.R. Tolkien. And it is from the Lord of the Rings series, and I think I've given the background on it before. It was stitched and designed for my husband as his birthday gift. So that leads me to chatting with you on a few updates. This is the part, wow, I'm only at 29 minutes. I'm doing good. So I will try to keep this part not crazy long, so that way you can go on to your next Flosstube and enjoy your stitching time. All of the patterns in my shop from here on out for the foreseeable future will be aside from the fees Etsy takes, all of the proceeds that are made, all the profit that's made will go to our adoption fundraiser. So I've chatted on here before that we are in the process to adopt again, and it's a different process in Ontario than it was in Nova Scotia. And we moved back to Ontario last year to be near to family and such. And so the process is very different, and there's a couple of different avenues that we can take and that we are taking and have been advised by our social worker to take. And so it's muddy water. It's not always a super clear path forward, but basically our options is to be registered with local CAS, which we are. But there's no guarantees you'll match with a kiddo there. A kiddo that you're the right fit for that child and vice versa. And you want to be the right family for that kid and not try to make a match happen that doesn't happen. So we are registered with them, and there's a possibility we'll match with a kiddo from there. And if we do that, then our costs are a lot lower. There are some social work costs, possibly some lawyer's fees, depending on how that all fleshes out. I think the lawyer's fees under that route, I know the lawyer's fees under that route aren't there as far as we've been told, but like social worker fees and stuff are still there. And then it's the time off work, the travel possibly for transitioning and stuff. So that's the first route we're pursuing. And then the second route is tomorrow on September 2nd, there is a private adoption agency in Ontario, or there's a few, but this is the one we're registering with that opens its registration back up. So basically we will register with them, and if a birth mom chooses our profile, we would adopt their infant and they would become our child. So that pathway, because it's through private adoption, is a lot more expensive. But there's I don't know percentages on like what the better chances are of getting matched, but there's a significant chance we could get picked through there. I mean, ultimately we can't control that, and birth mom might never pick us, but we believe that we are going to get a kiddo from one of these two avenues to be a part of our family. It's just not sure how it'll look. So with all of that comes fundraising. And I get icky about how to talk about money and about fundraising, but ultimately, I have to remind myself it comes down to, we want to build our family. We want to love another child the same way we love our son. And if other people want to join us in that, then we want to share that with them. And when it comes right down to it, nobody's got that kind of money sitting in the pocket most times just to full out pay for an adoption. So in full transparency, we're looking to raise $25,000. There's not a set timeline, as it can be at any point. Once we're registered, we can register tomorrow. Once we're fully registered and through their process, then at any point we could get matched with a kiddo. So, it could be weeks, it could be a year or two or more, like there's no guarantees. So that's basically where we're at. So the exciting things, of how we're, working on raising those funds, I thought I would tell you about. And, If you don't want to think about money, don't want to talk about money, that's okay. You can just skip on and I'll see you next video and that's okay. But if you're still here, how we are going about doing that is a couple of different things. We're running a local bake sale. We are preparing for that now. That'll be the weekend before Canadian Thanksgiving, and that is being run at our church. So I don't think many of you are local to me, but if you are and want to come to a bake sale and buy some delicious goodies, that is happening October 4th at the Faithway Church in Woodstock. So that's the first thing that we're doing. The next thing that we're doing, I am so excited to tell you guys about, because this is in the cross stitch world, is we have a booklet that's going to be published. Lord willing, everything goes well with getting it, you know, organized with the formatting, but I've already started working on it. It's going good. A booklet of patterns that several designers have come together and given a pattern that they've designed uniquely for this booklet, and the theme is family. And the patterns have already started rolling in, and the designer's showing them to me, and the generosity and the love that people are putting into giving of their time to design a pattern has blown me away. So I am super excited as I was formatting, sorry, did that plan to cry? As I was formatting the booklet and getting it ready as a template to then put everybody's patterns in as they send them to me. I was just really blown away and reminded of what a beautiful community this is. So that booklet, how it's going to work, is going to have 6 to 8 patterns. There might be a surprise designer. Josh, my husband. So he is wanting to try his hand at designing a pattern. So if he can figure out how to do it and feels comfortable with what he comes up with, he'll add a pattern to the booklet. But there will be 6 to 8 patterns in the booklet that are all themed around family. And I asked the designers to kind of interpret that as they please. And the pattern, it will all be PDF, so it can be available worldwide. It will be listed in our Etsy shop so that you can just go on and purchase it on there. And all of the patterns will be in that PDF. And there'll be a bio about the designers and links to their shops and their floss tubes and stuff, so you can discover someone new or see someone that you already have followed and love and get a new pattern from them. So the designs will be exclusive to the booklet for the next 3 months after it launches in September. And it's hopefully going to be launching on September 20th. And so you can only get the designs in there for the first 3 months, and then the designers can choose where they want to use those designs in the future in their shops and such. So the generosity of these women has been awesome, and there was a few people that weren't able to join us that really wanted to, and they're cheering us on, and so they were awesome too to chat with. So it's been really cool just organizing that and talking with them and seeing their progress on their stitches and seeing how together we rise. Together we really do build each other up and working together. And so I've been very humbled by that and really encouraged by that. So thank you to those ladies. You know who you are, and soon the rest of you guys will get to see those patterns. And if you want to purchase that booklet, that's an awesome way you can support our fundraising. I get talking a mile a minute when I'm a little bit excited and a little bit nervous, so sorry, I'll try to slow myself down. The third way that we are currently fundraising is with a GoFundMe. We weren't sure at first, but we did a little more research, and we have decided to do that, and we have already raised 16% or 16.5% of the funds that we need, so just over $4,000 in 1 week. So we're really excited how the Lord is blessing that, and really encouraged just by the kindness and the encouragement we're hearing from people. I think people have a heart for adoption and want to be a part of it. And so that is a way that you can be a part of it, is by sharing our links. I'm going to share them on my Instagram. I don't want my Instagram to be saturated all the time because not everybody wants to see fundraising stuff all the time. I get it. But I am going to, after I share this Flosstube, I will share that on my Instagram and my stitching Facebook page in case people want to be a part of it that way. What I don't want is people to miss out on the booklet, because I think that is going to be such a fun thing for people to purchase for themselves or as gifts, and the different style of each designer's pattern is fun. It's going to make for a really unique booklet. So yeah, so those are the things that we're doing right now. We're really excited. We're really hopeful. We truly believe that God has a kiddo out there for us that is going to be our second child, a sibling for Justin, a child that we get to love. Justin doesn't have a clue that there is another kiddo coming, but he absolutely loves children. Like, he loves babies. He's fascinated with babies right now. And he's just getting to that stage where he's not just observing other kids. He's starting to try to engage and play with them, which is really exciting. So we're excited. I've just used that word probably 20 times in the last 30 seconds, but we really are excited. So excuse me, if you would like to join in with us on the fundraising efforts in any way, if you want to use your voice on your Flosstube and share about us, please do. I have the links below in the description is my plan. And if you want to talk about it, if you want to donate, if you want to, when the booklet comes out, spread the word and talk about it. That is, I think, how these funds are going to get raised. So we really appreciate everyone who's already done that. Yeah, your prayers are really appreciated. Prayers for our future kiddo and for right now their safety, and that in the right timing that we will find our way to them and them to us. So yeah, that's a lot of info in a short few breaths, but it's only 38 minutes in, so I guess I'm doing okay. But yeah, 2 years in, I never thought my Flosstube would turn into this, and the community that I have on Instagram through it, and from you guys in the comments, and yeah. So, I mean, you guys are in it, like, it is just, it's a joy. So happy 2-year Flosstube anniversary to me, but to you guys too, because it's nothing without somebody watching it, right? So, thanks for joining me along. And if you're here still at the end of all of this and you're new, thanks. Anybody who's watched my Flosstubes before know I'm a little bit all over the place, but I think the notes did help. I think I'll do it again. Yeah, so anyway, I hope that you're enjoying your stitching, and that thanks for listening along to my rambles, yeah, I hope to chat with you guys down in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.